doing great. How you doing?
I mean, a little frazzled, but beyond frazzled, I'm good. Talk to me about this epic desk. And we got to hit that at the front. Like, that is like a crazy desk. What is that?
Yeah, it's just a traditional, desk that business gets handled. We're handling business right now.
Okay, we're handling business. Speaking of handling business, you're coming back. Why did you choose to come back in Detroit? Talk a little bit about that because you kind of take like a boss like endeavor to your career where you're deciding where you're going to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's always been it's always been a thing about, my supporters, my fans, whenever, I'm getting ready to announce my next fight, they always, wanna wanna see me in Detroit. A lot of people have commented Detroit, all my Middle Easterns, there's a heavy population in Detroit. There's a big population here in San Diego, but it's actually five times bigger of my Middle Eastern community in Detroit. So I wanted to go out there and put on a show for them.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say that, and I thought that that's like a for foodies. That's like one of the big foodie spots is Detroit, I think.
Really?
Yeah, so I
No,
mean,
no.
not that great of a question when it just gets someone to say one word answers, but I did know that. Any thoughts on this fight, kind of even from the setting to the opponent to just where you're at in your career? What are you thinking?
It's a beautiful fight we got going here. Come August 29th, Detroit, Michigan, at the beautiful Fox Theater. It's an iconic arena, known worldwide and in Detroit. And I'm looking forward to put on a great performance, come 4-0 and do what I do best.
What was it? Like now the smoke is cleared and all that stuff. Talk me through
Yeah.
promoting an event. Is there a little bit of a relief of not having to fully promote your own event after having promoted an event?
Yeah, it's a lot. Promoting an event is a lot. Being hands-on with fighting and promoting. I got a great team though. I got a great team. I gotta give a big shout out to everybody that's involved. That it's not only me. They help me focus on just the boxing. But I got a great team that's helping, with the PR and with selling tickets and coordinating, with getting the production and everything. So this one we are involved on the promotion side as well with Salida. Um, so it's a great opportunity and a blessing, to be partnered with one of the biggest promoters.
And are you still with Top Rank? Is that you're still your promoter? Okay, I just wanted to
Yes,
clarify that.
yes. Still signed with Top Rank and spoke with them recently, and we'll be back on their cards after this one. They want to take over, and you'll see me on the Zone Saturday nights.
Okay, that's exciting. That's exciting. Give me your short term and long term goals. I'm gonna go old school college counselor on you. What are your short term and long terms?
Short term, short term. I'm looking to become, ranked. I'm looking to come ranked. Let's go. Let's go top 25 in my rankings for featherweight, and then the long term, I would say become world champion.
Okay, so that's those are good attainable goals. And are you still working with my guy Robert Garcia to a certain extent?
He's my assistant coach. He's the best in the business when it comes down to coming in and wrapping the hands.
That's my guy, man. Robert Garcia. We used to say Robert Garcia from Oakland, California, because if you
Yeah.
said it another way, people thought another Robert Garcia was showing up. Give me a Robert Garcia
Yeah.
story because he's been with you a long time. Give me just like a story about being in the gym with him.
Man, Robert, he's always good vibes, always great energy. Some days I come into the gym, not wanting to train. He's always, just dancing around. He's like a butterfly in the gym, but we always say some phrase, when something's going on a little fishy, we say that's some bullshit right there.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your trainer because I don't know a ton about your training situation.
Yeah, my head trainer, Coach Berlin Kearney. I've been with him since I was 6 years old. So almost 3 more years, and it'll be 20 years with my head coach. And I also got my assistant coach, my assistant coach Robert, and then my strength and conditioning coach, Coach Tez. Been with him for many years now. and my pops as my manager, and my co-manager Jay Prince.
Okay, that's a strong team. Tell me about some of your numbers. How much are you benching? How much are you deadlifting? Give me those big
You know,
three numbers.
we don't really focus on, doing much lifting. Honestly, it's more about, body weight, more band work, more, more explosive, more explosive agility work.
Okay, well, give us something
Yeah.
impressive. Give the fans something so they feel inadequate and out of shape. Tell them something
You
fascinating
want
that
to
you
see
did.
something impressive? They can come watch August 29th, Fox Theater. It would be an impressive night.
Buy a ticket. I like that. I like
Yeah.
that full circle. Okay, give me the deal on this opponent. What's your thoughts on him?
Yeah, Top ranks over the opponent. He's a 4-1 from Oregon. He's 20, I believe 25 years old, 26 years old. Got a couple years on me, but we're gonna go in there. We're gonna handle business and display my skills and been a great training camp. And I'm looking forward to displaying, the Juju show.
Okay. And then obviously young in your career, 3-0, but you still haven't recorded your first knockout. Is there a sense that at some point you're like, I want to get this knockout. I want to get that over with
Yeah,
because
there
you know,
there is some tension. With this one, so I'm gonna go in there with that smoke.
yeah, I'm a golfer, and it's like once you get a hole in one, like the burden's off because everyone's always
Mhm.
asking, have you ever gotten a hole in one? And then when you get the hole in one, you're like, of course I got in the hole in one, but there is like a burden until you get your first hole in one. You're like, I kind of
Well,
want to get.
listen, they're giving me, I'm not giving the traditional, guys with losing records and all this. My first opponent was, 2-0, with one knockout. My second opponent was a veteran in the game. He had 40 fights. My third opponent was 6 wins, 5 knockouts. My fourth opponent is, 4-1. I'm not giving these opponents that are, trash cans, Uber drivers. So I'm continuing to get better and better every fight. Not even counting that there's thousands of fans every time I fight watching. So these knockouts are gonna start rolling in. Just gotta enjoy the show.
Gotta say, that's my favorite version of you, the fired up Juju. I like that where you're talking to the ambiguous haters. I like that one, but no, and also it's just boxing's hard. You can do everything
Yeah,
right, and it's really really hard. So I think that
yeah.
anyone that looks at someone's knockout ratio is kind of silly because it's literally just how it goes on one night.
Yeah, but we've been working on some tactics, working on my form, and how I train, and made some adjustments to that's gonna help on fight night to bring the knockout.
Awesome. Anything I didn't touch on?
This fight is a big fight to me because I'm representing my Middle Eastern culture out in Detroit. There's many Iraqis, Chaldeans, Assyrians. So I'm looking forward to put on a show for them. This is the fight they've been wanting. Fight in Detroit, represent the Middle Eastern world, and I'm looking forward to do that come August 29th at the Fox Theater.
Who's the biggest Middle Eastern boxer would it that like of all time?
I believe the biggest Middle Eastern boxer was Prince Nassim. Yeah, I think Prince Nassim was the biggest. I believe so.
Pretty long void since.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, would you count Amir Khan? I mean, from England. I don't know.
I mean, I as a
Uh,
white guy who it gets really tricky when you start like jumping
yeah,
in and saying, okay, this guy's, it's a conversation I try to like back out of because I feel like I'm gonna get
yeah.
misquoted. But Khan was there. I didn't actually know, so I left that one alone. But I mean, that's two notable names. Is that a deep kind of like because I know people always ask you like what's your inspiration, but is your part of your inspiration to be that symbol of hope for
Oh
your
yeah.
people and to be like this notable boxer that held it down?
I mean, it's a blessing to represent them, and not only Chaldeans and Iraqis, but the whole Middle East as a whole. When they get something to support, and when they get something that's succeeding, they jump on it and they love it. It's like when I win, they all win. So it's truly a blessing to be able to represent them, and I'm gonna continue to do it in the best way I can.
Awesome. Well, it's good to get to know you. I'm glad to talk with you tonight, and thank you for your time.
Of course, appreciate you. Have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you.